Welcome to Card Magic 365. Got a great trick for you today using a deck of cards which are just regular cards, and we also have a prediction. This is my prediction in here. Let me just show you. There's a single card in here and we'll come to that later on. I'll leave that in full view before we start. Now the cards, I do want you to pick a card from here. It could be any card. Now if I was to offer you a card, you may think that I'm kind of forcing a card onto you. What I'd like you to do is to think of any number. Now, most magicians would often ask you to think of a number between 1 and 10 or 10 and 20. Let me push the boundaries a little bit more. What if you can pick a number between, I don't know, 10 and 30? Let's make it a bigger spread. Pick any number in your head and stick to that number now. I now want you to take those cards and deal them face down and stop when you get to that number of cards. The spectator will pick up the pack and begin to deal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25. You could have had any number, there was no false there. Now you may even believe that I could memorise the positions of all of these and say, well, maybe I know what the 25th card was. But I've already predicted. But to make it even harder for me, let's take that random number and random cards, which was 25, and add the two digits together. What have you got? Okay, I want you to pick that up and I want you to deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That card has been arrived at in a random way from any of these cards that you picked. This is going to be amazing. You see, I had a prediction here. I'll remove my card. There is absolutely nothing else in here. Watch. 1, 2, 3. And there is my prediction. The Queen of Diamonds is what I chose. Okay. So here's the secret to this particular trick. It's a very basic one. Most magicians will be familiar with the force we use, but we've added a little bit of variation to it. First of all, the cards that I use any deck of cards. You'll notice I'm actually using a pack called the Spectrum pack, and I love these. They're very colourful. Each card is a different colour, and that's called Spectrum. Now the force that most magicians are familiar with is when you ask a spectator to choose any number between 10 and 20, and you always force a particular card onto them. On this variation we gave them a bigger choice of numbers between 10 and 30, and that's what fools a lot of magicians. But what does it mean? Well, instead of forcing just one card, let me just show you the forcing of the one card. If you're not familiar with this, you always put the card you want the spectator to have in the 10th position. I've got my false card, the Queen of Hearts, in the 10th position. Now if they chose any number between 10 and 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So they've chosen 13. You then get them to add the two digits, the 1 and the 3. So if they then deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, there is the card that I placed in the 10th position. It's a false card. It's a classic among magicians. Okay, so there we got the 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10th card down in the pack. So how do you get it to work if you're going to give them a choice of 10 to 30? Well, then you place a false card in position 19. So the two cards I'm going to force onto them are in the 10th and the 19th. If they choose any number between 10 and 20, then they're going to get the one in the 10th position. If they choose any number between 20 and 30, then they're going to get the card in the 19th position. So in this pack here, I do have in the 10th position the Queen of Hearts, and in the 19th position the Queen of Diamonds. Now, because I know they're going to end up with either of those, I've then got a prediction card that matches. Now, I had to raid a packet effect for this because it's one of those fake cards where you have a diamond in one corner and a heart in the other. Now, I know some people don't like using these type of cards, but this is quick and simple. I know that the heart, when I pull this out, I know the heart is at here and the diamond closest to me. And depending how I turn this over, I can reveal either one. I know that if they choose a heart, I grab this corner and just turn it over like that. My thumb hides the diamond pip. So I know that if they choose hearts, which is the one in the 10th position, I just turn this over and say that's what I predicted. If they chose the diamond, then I would grab this top corner here and turn it over like that. So I'm turning it end for end like that. Okay, that way or that way. So that reveals either of those. So the trick's really done. So whatever number they choose. So you can do this as I did, that they can just think of a number and deal down. When they're dealing, count silently in your own head. Now if they deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and stop there, I know that they will end up with the Queen of Hearts. Because you then ask them to add the 1 and the 7, which is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Put the 8th card aside. I know that's the Queen of Hearts. There it is. So I can reveal this straight away by just turning this over like that. Now I do like to either turn them over both together, because then you can do it so they are mirrored like that, and then you can just put this here and just put the cards away. It's up to you. Okay. But there is another way of doing this. If you don't like this, I guess you could use a double-faced card. If you like to show the whole card, you could then put that into your envelope, and when you know which one they've been forced, you can just pull this out either like that or turn it over and pull it out that way to show the whole card. Okay, and there it is there. So it's up to you which method you use, but the force is quite a nice one. It just adds a little different variation on a classic Magician's card force. Practice and enjoy.